morning traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. Welcome to this week's update. Sorry about the sun, it's a little bit bright this morning, but we're just going to go over the calendar today and have a look at some of the markets as they continue to open into Monday and the new week. So starting with Monday, we have CPI coming out in Switzerland. So I'm just going to run over some of the key news this week. I'm not going to go over all of it. So there's a few things coming out this week to keep a bit of a notice on, and the key one would probably be the testimony from the Fed chair, which is Mr. Powell, and we also have NFP coming out on Friday, and we also have the ECB rate decision and the Bank of Canada. So we'll just run through some of those quickly over this week. So Monday we have that CPI coming out from Switzerland, and into Tuesday we have a little bit coming out from Japan, CPI data coming out, and the Kaisen Services PMI in China. Into Wednesday we have Services PMI from the States, GDP coming out from Australia, retail sales coming out from the EU, and on Thursday we have ADP employment change, which really tells us that we're going to see the NFP on Friday, the BOC rate decision and statement, and then the testimony from Fed Chair Powell, and that continues throughout the week. So into Friday. Just click on that. So ECB decision coming out on Friday as well. So they're looking to hold rates at 4.5. But I think traders will really be checking out the statement to see what's being discussed by the central bank. And then we have Fed Chair Powell's testimony once again, and then GDP as well from the EU. So then into Saturday, we have the average earnings, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, and the net change in obviously average earnings, and the CPI coming out from China as well into Sunday. So there's a fair bit coming out this week. I'm just going to turn the I can't turn it off actually. So I was going to turn the camera off, but I just have to put up with it. But the sun's a little bit bright at the moment. So that's some of the news coming out this week. I think obviously the testimony, NFP is going to be the key ones this week. GDP from Australia also locally, a bit of a watch there. And also I think the traders will also be checking out the Euro traders will be checking out the ECB's rate decision as well. If you're a CAD trader, definitely look at the Bank of Canada as well. So now just looking at things at the moment. So cryptos had a bit of a mixed weekend, but Sunday was a pretty strong session. We've seen a stronger start to the week. So Bitcoin is trading, 0.5% higher. Ethereum just under 0.5% higher. Sol's, 1.38% higher, and seeing Matic as well is 1% higher so far this morning. And obviously we've all been seeing what's going on. There's been a little bit of a stall lately, so we are wondering if this is just a little bit of a positioning point. Will we see more extensions higher to test some previous highs? That's what really we'll be looking for at the moment. So we've got a very nice trend and breakout. This is really across most coins, so we won't cover them all, but as you can see here with Canando, the pattern is quite similar across the boards with that little bit of a stall followed by higher moves. You can see that ADA had a really strong Saturday as well. So I think that's really just the keys here. Are we going to see crypto just continue to push higher, or could we see a little bit of a point of retracement? That's also wouldn't be out of the question, or wouldn't be unexpected either. So but momentum remains to the upside until we see further evidence pointing to retracement. So stocks wise, we can see the dollar index finished the week lower. Now the worry for the dollar at the moment for us is this really now a lower high, and do we have a trend break lower high lock in? So we can see the breaker trend here came up, it's pushed up, tried to get a rally going, we've failed, and then we've seen a new move lower. This could be a lower high. I think a little bit will factor into some of the comments from Powell this week, and then obviously the NFPs on Friday. If we do see a break of this support point here, this down at 103.69, we see a good break at that area, we're looking to see a move lower and a confirmed lower high, and that would then feed into some of the risk markets that we're seeing. Let's go to update these with these fight backs and higher lows that we're seeing here. So we can see on the Aussie, and we can also see that on the euro. So there's some good little patterns there at the moment. We've got a trend break, we've got to move up, we've got a higher low. We just need a break of these highs. This is the signal that we have a new up leg in play, and that would back up the what we're seeing on the US dollar index, obviously in a mirrored position. So looking at the dollar CAD with rates coming out, we will get back to the euro yen as well in a moment. So we just see there dollar CAD was lower after oil moved higher. So oil did something it hasn't done for a fair period of time, and we'll have a look at that in a moment. But we can see the dollar CAD just coming off here. So that key resistance to watch there is 1.36. 0, which is an even area. That looks like key resistance right now. So just having a look at oil here, we can see a really nice move. Now it's finally broken this resistance point, which has been holding price for so long. So that does look like a continuation that's in play. It found a bit of resistance up at 81.25. We had a pullback into the 80 handle. But yeah, the key one that it's done is broken out of this resistance and closed above the previous highs. So that really looks positive and bullish for oil at the moment. So we want to see it hold above 78 for sure, and we just want to see if buyers can have another move back up to close into the 81 area. But for now, it does look like a bit of a breakout is occurring there. So obviously with the dollar and indexes with Powell's comments coming out, the testimony coming out this week, and the NFP, we've seen some really nice moves on US stock market indexes. Last week was no exception. Friday we had a beautiful breakout on the Nasdaq, so we did a report on that, had a very nice extension higher. So that looks like a breakout and a trend continuation. At this point, we need to see a little bit more obviously price evidence from buyers. Even if we did have a pullback, I wouldn't be too concerned. We just want to see a nice higher low and a new higher high. If we had to pull back into this area though, that might be a bit of a worry. We really want to see this level here hold as a new point of support. Tech stocks definitely are leading the race at the moment. So if we look at the US 30, for instance, we can see it had a higher low move up, but it definitely doesn't have the same momentum and interest that we are seeing with the NDX 100. There is a little bit of resistance up here as well at 39,162. So the S&P, which has a decent tech component to it, you can see it's a lot cleaner. And while it wasn't as strong as the Nasdaq, it still had a very nice move, and we can see that breakout there as well. So it didn't have the real big pullback we saw on the NDX into the moving averages, but it doesn't really too concerning. It had a nice higher low support break and high break, and then it's closed above the highs. So we'll just continue to see if momentum and things do continue to feed and build up on that market this week. So looking at some of the other markets, we have gold finished nice and firm on Friday, and we can see just how beautiful that move was. Gold's definitely one to watch now. It was sort of trading water for a while in this area, but after it's broken above 2038, we've seen a move back up to test 2084. Now I would think what we really want to see is a break of this previous high here at 2088 as well. And if we can get a close above that area, then obviously we're looking to see if we can get back up to test that high at 2134. So still has a lot of work to do, obviously, to get back up to that area. But for now, buyers are definitely look like they're moving in the right direction. If we do have a retracement, we want to see hopefully see this level here hold at 2056. So it wasn't just gold. We saw the moves across well with silver. Obviously gold was had some of the key momentum, but we can see silver as well. The issue for silver at the moment, traders, is still remains really range bound. We can see it's still operating in this range here, and even though it was a beautiful session on Friday, it still isn't really going anywhere in terms of trend direction. So gold definitely has the minor upper hand at this stage, and without we won't go through all of them, but just looking at platinum as well. It has been operating a little bit to its own tune at the moment, platinum. So with gold and silver sort of trying to push higher, we can see it's still range bound as well, but it's sort of at the bottom of the range. And definitely the buying interest is definitely wrapped up in gold at this point in time. So some of the other markets as well. So with the interest rate decision coming out this week for the CAD and the European Central Bank, just have a look at the euro yen at this stage, and then we'll finish on the euro USD. So the yen made a bit of a fight back the other week, and that was after the Bank of Japan's comments. We can see that pullback here. There's been a little bit of buying at this stage. We still have a trend in play. I think and a bit of support seen there off a previous point of resistance. So we just want to see if that can continue to build, even if we had a pullback to test that point here and then a move back up. That would be a positive short-term sign, but I think the real trigger will be if we can get a break above these levels here and back up to this area. But the real worry there is that the Bank of Japan will step in once again, and we can just see here on the dollar. After the big pull, moved down to test, we had that pullback, but it really does still continue to struggle at this level at 150.73. So there's there definitely does look like there's a bit of a roof across some of the currencies trading against the yen at the moment on those pairs, and the crosses. So the major being the dollar yen. So I think really we'll just need to see if that buy momentum can punch through, but then the risk will be what happens with the Bank of Japan if we do see some of those prices met. So just finishing on the euro USD with this intraday decision to come. So we can see this period of support here, point 0.794. We want to see that hold firm, and then we just want to see buying continue, and it's just really a clear of this level at 0.850, and then again at 1.0874. If we can see some nice moves above that area, definitely could start to signal that we have a new trend starting to build here, and we could even call that a higher low in this uptrend here. We'll just say that retracement's finished after this trend break. So there's a few things happening still on the risk side of the coin, and plenty of momentum still carrying through on plenty of some of the risk markets. So I think in US indexes this week, crypto, obviously we've seen some nice moves as well on European stock exchanges, so don't ignore them either if you are looking for something also, so we can see how great the DAX has been going as well. But there's plenty of opportunities here. Some may be at a little bit high points and need to wait for pullbacks to come into fray. And I think it really will just come down to what we hear from the testimony from Powell this week that may have a big impact on the dollar, and then the jobs data on Friday. But definitely don't ignore the ECB's comments coming out during the week as well if you are trading the euro. So thank you very much. We'll wrap it up there. Again, sorry about the video quality in terms of the webcam. There's a bit of sun at the moment. So hope you all have a fantastic week trading. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thanks again, and good trading, and bye for now.